Welcome back, everyone. Gremlin Archer here. Time for some more scrap mechanics. So I have a build that I saw somebody post on the scrap mechanic subreddit that I thought looked cool, and I tried to reverse engineer it. It was not a tutorial. It was just a it was just a video of the machine working, and so I've done my best to reverse engineer it. It doesn't work as well as the guy who made it originally, because I think he probably understands the concepts that make it work a little bit stronger than I do. But I wanted to show it to you for two reasons. It is a hovercraft that works most of the time. Usually settles in here, assuming it doesn't flip itself over. It's starting to get on board. But it also uses a sort of glitch mechanic that's interesting for a way to, let's see if we can get this under control, to steer. The steering is very touchy though, so let's see if we can get this. I was zooming around with it earlier and it was staying nice and steady, but a lot of it seems to have to do with how the position it's in when it starts, as to whether or not it stays steady or not. There we go. No, maybe. But I'll walk you through the various mechanics. Obviously there are things that could be done to make it work better. Because obviously I'll include a link to the description, to the video that the other guy did, so you can see how it works, or not how it works, but how one that was built better than mine works. Let's see if we can get. I want to get at least some proper running going on here. My balance is a little off, which is part of the problem. As you can see, we kind of tip way forward when we're flying. But we do have the steering mechanism is the thing that I really want to show you guys in a second, but I just want to show you this thing in action first. Obviously we're a little squirrely, not perfect. Yeah, we stayed on our feet. Let's take it into the rough terrain and see how badly it performs. Alright, okay. So the balancing mechanism is being used by a few controllers, which I'll show you I might as well show you now, I guess, considering this thing is. So we'll go through it a little bit at a time. So the way the balancing mechanism works, which is obviously not perfectly tuned the way I've got it, because it's still very squirrely, is that it's got these two sets of suspension here to sort of lessen the movement when the thrusters fire. So that backs it off. These are just little extra bits of weight to rebalance it a little bit. But you can see that the sensor is connected not just to the thruster, but also to a controller. And that controller is connected to both this bearing here and this bearing here. And so if you watch these guys, the sensor and the strut, when it comes out, they sort of move up and down. Well, we're gonna. Oh, that's actually not that. They move up and down to. You can see that this is their basic position is pointed slightly higher than 90 degrees, and the sensor is pointed back towards the bottom. And so as it sees me, you can see it moves forward. Let's see if I can get right in its lane of fire here. Into a certain position, so that and then it's designed so that it eases off on the amount of. Oh, now it's seen the ground because I've pulled it out far enough. It's seen the ground. But the idea behind it is, of course, that it eases out the jumping around that happens. I haven't gotten mine balanced quite perfectly, so obviously it's not working great. But the steering mechanism is right here. These two pistons on either side, they are what steers this thing. And that's using a glitch mechanic that somebody came up with. I don't know who found it originally, but I saw it on the subreddit, and I thought I'd share it with you. Where if you they're connected to a bearing, and then they just sort of come out like this. And so when you try and turn it, it hits the side, it hits this metal post here. And because of the way that the physics work in this game, it causes a sideways torque that allows you to turn the vehicle. So I'd very much like to get this thing balanced a little bit better, but I don't know exactly how to pull it off. Sometimes it settles in immediately. Sometimes it bounces around forever and then flips over. When it works, it's nice. When it doesn't work, it's kind of annoying. Whoop. Apparently I hit one of the bearings. It seems to work a little bit better when it's rolling forward, or floating forward. But yeah, you can see that there's a bearing there. Get this thing open. There's a bearing here, and then it just goes out to this, and then this wiggles back and forth, or at least tries to when you're trying to turn. So let's see. You can see that? See that? Little action. And the compression of the spring causes it to turn. So apparently I can walk. It's got some interesting applications, just assuming that the developers don't decide to patch it out. But I guess we'll find out in the future. So let's just slap, this is probably not the right option, but let's slap some extra weight on this bad boy and see if we can get it to balance a little bit more. So put a block here. It's probably not the solution to our problem, but I'm going to try it anyways. It's probably going to be way too much weight. Keep it nice and symmetric. All right. Let's see what happens. It might be a little bit better. Kind of hard to tell. It seems to work a little bit better when you're actually like moving forward. I don't know if that's just a momentum thing that's making a difference, or what, or if I'm like adjusting to it in ways that I don't realize I'm doing. But you can see the steering mechanic at work when he spins around. It's very, very touchy. Very hard to keep it from going completely into complete 360s like that. Yeah, that's the concept. I'm sure there are interesting applications that people can come up with this steering mechanic. I saw somebody produce a unicycle, a self-balancing unicycle. That was pretty cool. I almost built that instead of this, but I thought this was just a little bit more fun. Yeah, if I could get the balance right, I think this thing would be a little bit more enjoyable. But it's still pretty cool, I think. But yeah, I'll include a link to the one the other guy made. I'll do one more round. One more time with a little bit more weight and see if this works. I gotta get it somewhere flat. Alright. Put this weight on top this time. Not sure if that's a better plan. I feel like that might be a worse plan, but I'm gonna do it anyways. One, two. Alright, let's see. I don't know, maybe that helps. Scrape it on the ground. Oh. Come on, fall back. Fall back. There we go. I don't know, maybe this is working a little bit better. I assume with weight you want it to be just strong enough to keep itself upright. Oh, now we're upside down. Alright. So that's that. What if we have I wonder if our weight is up too high. Let's take these guys off and see what happens. That may have actually helped. Oh yeah, that totally helped. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better. It's too much upper level weight, I guess. Oh, we're still falling over. gonna fall back, fall back, fall back. Boom. Alright. Now we're too heavy on the front, looks like. Judging from the imbalances, yeah, too heavy on the front. I don't know. Who knows? People smarter than me, that's who. I like doing this stuff, but I am not smart enough to come up with these clever solutions myself. Oh, we're definitely dragging in the front. Alright, a little bit shorter episode, but I think showing you the concepts is more important. And I'll put a link in the description for the guy who did it properly and gave me the inspiration for this. So you should go check out his video. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining me.